Oil prices also on the rise this morning, right along with stocks. As you can see, crude up almost 3%, now above $32 a barrel. This, of course, after oil crashed to $30 a barrel amid tensions between Russia and Saudi Arabia earlier this week. Joining us now is Tamar Essner, Senior Director of Energy at Nasdaq IR Intelligence. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I think the last time you were here, we were talking about, could oil possibly go to $100 a barrel? And now here we are talking about, oil at $30 a barrel. Why are we seeing, I'm not going to call it a big rally, but why are we seeing a bit of an uptick in oil today?
Well, just to your first point, I think the lower in prices that we go today, the more of a chance that we're going to sow the seeds for higher prices in the proverbial tomorrow. So the lower we go today, the more likely $100 a barrel is possible in the next 2-3 years or so. But I think we're seeing a little bit of a relief rally today along with broader equities. But I do think in general, we're going to trade in this $30 range, potentially even lower. We can go to 20, we can go to 18. I mean, there really is no floor right now because you've got a double whammy of a major hit to demand because of coronavirus, and also a major price war going on where there is just an inundation of supply in the market. So there really is no telling how low oil can go. We really can go with what is the cost to make producers stop getting out of the ground, and you're talking about $18 in that sense.
What's the economic aftershock of the plunge in oil prices to current levels? But if we get to $18 a barrel, that's not good.
No, it's not good. I mean, there is an initial sense, I think President Trump mentioned this in one of his tweets the other day, the initial sense of euphoria. Oh, this is great, lower gasoline prices, but nobody's really driving now anyway. And we have to remember that as the U.S. is more of a producer, this is going to have a really big impact in places like Texas, North Dakota, Louisiana. So the U.S. will take a hit to GDP and employment. So this is not a good thing for the U.S., even though the initial reaction might be positive.
When you say hit, layoffs?
Well, certainly the oil industry could be facing furloughs and layoffs as well, and then industries that are related to it could be suffering as well. I mean, it's a major issue, and it also relates to the debt market as well as the reserve-based loan market, so banks might have systemic risks. I mean, there's real problems for the U.S. economy, and will also have far-reaching implications for U.S. foreign policy as well.
You're talking about the debt markets. I would imagine we'd see many smaller energy producers just go bankrupt.
Yeah, I think
with $18 oil.
I think we will, and I think we'll see some consolidation as well. Now, obviously, there's talks that there might be some kind of bailout from the White House or some kind of more loans being applied for the industry. But I still think that the industry doesn't really work at these levels. So over-levered companies that don't have hedges for 2020, that have maturities in the next year or two, those are the ones that are really going to be facing the pinch.
Do you think more mergers will have to happen? I
think we'll see more consolidation, more mergers of equals. The problem right now is the bid-ask spreads are too wide. I mean, there are people that need to sell, but companies know that if they lay out cash to buy somebody, they're going to get penalized by their shareholder base even more than they already have been.
Yeah, things don't look too attractive just yet. If to your mind, what was the bigger hit to oil, the coronavirus or the fact that now we have this price war instigated by Saudi Arabia with Russia?
Well, it's unprecedented to have two black swan events hit the oil market at the same time. I think both are very significant. It was a bearish indication going into the OPEC meeting. We always knew that this Russia-Saudi alliance was an unholy alliance. They've been on opposite sides of every situation in the Middle East. So we kind of knew that it was a matter of time until they would start to part ways. And certainly nobody expected it. So that was the problem. Nobody had priced that in.
How long could this continue?
Oh, Saudi and Russia can go on for months like this. I mean, that's part of the problem. Everyone thinks that they're both acting irrationally, so the expectation is that they'll come to the table soon. But there really is no incentive for them to do so. They don't have any good options. In a falling demand environment, even if they did have a production cut, there isn't really that much they can do to get prices higher because demand is falling and sentiment is terrible. So I think that their attitude is, why not everyone take their medicine now, and so we can rationalize the market and take some of these unprofitable barrels out. I think in particular that's what Russia is trying to do in terms of they've been explicit as trying to hurt U.S. shale producers. I think Saudi is trying to stick it to Russia because they've basically not been compliant with their end of the bargain since 2016. Yeah.
I guess if there's a silver lining, when we start to bounce back and this economy starts to bounce back, people start getting back to work and to spending, I'd imagine that having super low oil prices would actually just be a tailwind for consumers.
Yeah, I think so. The problem is that, if we have months of underinvestment in the oil markets, we're setting ourselves up for a lack of supply in the future. So, there is always that angle, but initially it would be beneficial.
Tamar Essner, really good thoughts here. $18 a barrel oil. I'm just
it's not possible.
I'm just not wishing for that. We'll have to leave it there.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.